In today's education segment, how do we inspire our next generation of innovators? One study says we need to change the way we teach science in the classrooms. The National Academies of Science has called for a revolution in science education, saying interactive, fun lessons should replace the dull memorization and testing that has driven students away from science. Education contributor Valerie Cavazos enters a classroom where you'll see teams of hands-on kids.
Do you know how to get that?
These 8th graders at Sonoran Science Academy are working through a problem involving atoms. In this class, passive learning has taken a back seat. Students spend more time in groups than working individually on textbook assignments and taking lecture notes.
Not like you're just listening, you're actually doing it yourself. So it feels like you're doing something, like you're actually applying it.
Okay, that's the actual mass, but this is the predicted one.
They're working in teams, as actual researchers or scientists might have to do.
In these investigative teams, the students are learning essential 21st century skills, such as critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration.
Students are trying to work together, come up with a conceptual model in a team. One person says, no, it's like this. I know the nucleus has protons in it. The other one says, no, I know that protons are revolving around. And so they got to compete with different understandings. They have to come to consensus and learn about teamwork skills, which they're also going to use in any situation, not just as scientists, but in any situation they'll encounter in their futures.
This is a conversion factor, which is an exact measurement.
Hobbins admits this hands-on approach to the science curriculum takes a lot more work, but he doesn't mind when he sees more students engaged in learning.
When you get involved in something, it can become much more fun.
It never spoken any truer, huh? Yeah. When you get involved in something, it becomes fun. That is so true.
Absolutely. When they do something, they understand it. There's actually an old Chinese proverb that kind of ends that way. This is a trend that's happening in all of the schools. It's necessary now. We do need more kids in math and science because of where technology is taking us. So I talked to also the U of A president, Meredith Hayes, about this, and she said that as they're going through this transformation process, that they too will be looking at how they're teaching in the classrooms, and say the science teachers especially kind of move away from lectures and more on hands-on. It is difficult sometimes, especially with the younger kids, to kind of control that environment, but teachers are going to have to do it. We really do need more scientists, engineers, whatever the case may be, yeah?
No question about it, and when you think about it, science is a hands-on sort of thing, and how we've been teaching it for decades at a chalkboard and with books, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
No, and we can't go in this direction anymore. As a matter of fact, we have our summer classes, hands-on. Kids will really get to understand that scientific inquiry, and we really need our kids to understand that because everything about life is almost a scientific investigation. So, it's all about teamwork as well. Our kids, and in order for that true creativity and innovation to happen for us as a nation to really succeed, and that is mandatory right now, it takes a team to do that. Our kids are really not trained in that the way they are in the classroom, and so this is also part of it. Even if they are working in their science classes in a lab situation, not alone, but in teams. That is a much better method.
And I'm hoping that you're doing something extra special for girls to get girls interested in science. Because there aren't enough, and I think a lot of girls would be really good at science, but they've been told that, the softer sciences are for them, not harder science. I think that's wrong.
Especially when 60% of the girls or the U of A student population are female. We must get our girls interested. I just had a speaking engagement at the U of A in the College of Engineering, but it's also science as well, speaking to 300 girls and telling them, yeah, this is the future, this is where you want to go. And there's so many fields. We are actually preparing students for jobs that don't even exist yet. Wow. So there is, you just never know what's going to happen in the future, and just the things that come about. Every day we're learning something in science. Something new is happening in science. So it's an exciting field.
And it should be a fun one, too.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Val.